So when looking at intercepts and talking about slope itself, we definitely want to look at this and go anything with anything that crosses the x-axis is considered an x-intercept, and any point that crosses the y-axis is a y-intercept. One of the ones that we want to talk about as well. Okay, moving on. Look at the circle to the right, and I want you guys to copy down this beautiful face here. Okay, it's going to make more sense in a minute, but copy him down as you see him. Okay, you have a big area to use, so use him. Okay, it's just to help you remember how to draw him, or the way that we're going to talk about slopes, or define slopes, or describe slopes. Have you guys ever seen him before? His name is Mr. Slope. Now, if we're given a line that is going upwards, what do you think we're going to have? It's positive. It's going to be a positive slope. So we have a positive did I spell that right? No. Write it right beside it. Right beside it if you need to. We're going to put something else in that little squares. If the slope is going downward from left to right, it'll be what? Negative. Those are the two you guys are most used to seeing. The new one that we have here, what if I have a line that goes up and down? Does anyone know what that is going to be? No. Undefined slope. Okay, meaning we do not have a way to numerically show it besides writing no slope or undefined. Basically what it means is if you're on that point, you don't know whether you're going up or down. You can't go both ways, so it's undefined. We don't know how we define it. Okay. If we are going left to right, so let's give him some orange. If we're going left to right and we're not going up or down, what do you think we're going to do? Not no slope. No. Zero slope. Okay. So if it's flat like that, we call it zero slope because we're not increasing, we're not decreasing, we're just the same. If it's a vertical line, it's undefined. If it's going upwards, it's positive. If it's going downwards, we're negative. Easy enough? Yeah, yes. You guys like sound so sad. Like sad puppies. Touche. Or one milk content. Okay, here we go. Now the boxes, those small little 4 boxes to the left are the following. Copy those down. Graphing slope. It's the rate of change in x and y. These are just the different representations that you might help you see slope. The first one that you guys have definitely heard is rise over run. Okay. The next one is another way to write it. M is always considered slope, so M is equal to slope. You guys have seen that before. The change in y over the change in x, or delta y over delta x. That little triangle means change. Does anyone know what the third one is? What is it called? Slope equation? Slope equation? Third one? Slope formula? Slope equation? We're going to be doing those today as well. Okay? And last one is just another visual representation. If we're going to rise over run, always. Rise over run. Just to help you guys out. Just to help you guys out. Okay? Are we good? Kind of, sort of? Not yet? Moving on? How about now? How about now? How about now? How about now? About 15 more seconds. Okay. Right below that, we have the 4 different types. Okay. This is using a graph to show it instead of having it on Mr. Map or Mr. Slope. Those 4 graphs that are kind of darker, those are where you need to put those 4 ones. So go ahead and copy those down. This is a written expression of it. Okay. A line with a positive slope rises from the left to right. So we always talk about slope going from left to right. A line with a negative slope falls from left to right. So starting from left going to right. A line with no slope or 0 slope is horizontal. A line with undefined slope is vertical. I want to look at those. Again, different colors will help you out differently. Different colors. What colors do? What colors? Are we good? About a minute left. About 30 seconds. About 15. Okay, here we go. Next one, right below that. If you're not done, copy from a friend. Okay, this is going to help you graph vertical and horizontal lines. Okay, the acronym we're going to use is the following. I know it kind of sounds weird, but I've used it before and it helps kids out. And I'm going to refer to this a lot. Okay, the vertical line we're going to call bucks. And we're going to use the acronym HOY. Bucks and Hoy. Oi, oi. Oi, oi. Okay. Bucks is a vertical. Some people already know where this is going. Our slope will be undefined. Oh, close. Close for all x numbers. Any number that we're getting x is equal to something, it'll say graph the line x is equal to something. Graph the line x is equal to blah. If there's no other variable of y, it has to fit in bucks where we're getting a vertical line, undefined value. Okay, give me a number between -5 and 5.
2.
There's like choosing the worst numbers. 6? Between -5 and 5? 6?
2.
2. I heard 2. I'll go 2. Okay. If I told you to graph x is equal to 2, and I told you it's not an intercept, it's an actual line, okay, where's x is equal to 2? Up, down, left, or right? Right at 2. Because I'm looking at x is equal to something, it's going to follow bucks, where it's going to be a vertical line at 2. So I'm going to draw a vertical line. I'll make it a little bit darker. At 2. Vertical line at 2. You'll need to remember this. Next year when you guys start doing parabolas, okay, directrixes, asymptotes, ooh, it gets a lot of fun. Muy fun. Ciao. Asymptotes.
What is that?
Oh, you'll learn that later. Okay. If we're going to talk about Hoy, what do you think the H stands for?
Horizontal.
What does O stand for? 0. 0 slopes. What do you think the Y stands for? All Y numbers. So if I ever give you an equation, it says graph Y is equal to 10, Y is equal to 4, and you don't have another variable with it, you got to do it this way. I'm going to give you a negative number. Let's go Y is equal to -3. And I ask you to graph it. Where's -3 at? Up, down, left, or right? Left. Down at 3. It's on our y-axis. Why? You guys are scaring me. Because you guys don't know what y is.
Why?
Testing me?
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Why?
okay. Just testing me. Testing me. Okay. Again, Hoy, horizontal line, tells me it has a 0 slope for all values of y. So if I give you this equation and I ask you to graph it and tell me the type of slope it is, you're going to say, I'm going to go down and graph it at -3. It's a horizontal line. It's a 0 slope. Does that make sense? Hoy bucks. Think about it. Hoy bucks. Bucks Hoy. Are we good? Pull out the other paper. The other paper. Okay. Give me guys those. We got a lot to cover. I apologize. Other ones. I'm going to tell you right now. You are going to start with the one that says what is slope up at the top like that. Copy those down. Okay, I gave you already the graphs of those, so you don't have to put those. What is slope? But I know we copy these again, but I want you guys to remember them and just have them. Okay, for some reason, people mess up when graphing these. Make sure you guys have those again. Okay, when we're talking about slope, okay, it's the measure of steepness, usually denoted by the letter M. It's a change in y for every unit change in x along the line. Okay, change in y over the change in x is what we usually refer to it as. Okay, but that's a formal definition of it. Okay, We want to be able to look at slope, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to do a lot of these problems. And what I'm giving you guys today is showing you guys the different ways we're going to get slope from graphing it to a graph, to getting it from a table, from getting it from 2 points, from getting it from the intercepts. And what else? What else? I don't think I got that. Tables, graphing, from the graph, getting the slope, and intercept. So we got lots to cover. We'll see how far we get. Sorry? Yep, you can. Right below that box. Have about a minute left. The bad boy is there. Again, I already know that we wrote it down, but I just want you guys to have it again. About 30 seconds left before we move on. I'm guessing with the amount of talking, we're done. Get up. Oh, you guys are funny. All right, ready? Here we go. Now, the first one we're going to look at is slope by drawing. So copy those down. Okay, in steps, what is it, 1, 2, and 3? Yeah? Yep, copy those down. Everything that's not copied there. I'm only giving you guys a graph. So I'm giving you guys kind of the directions of how to graph them from a point. We want to be able to find a point on the graph. In this case, I'm giving you the points. The y value is going to go up or down. The x value is going to go left or right. And we always have it such that we always have the change in y, or a y value on top, x value on the bottom. And that's how we're going to define it and graph it. Are we good? At least start the problems. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the first one here as you guys are kind of finishing that up. With the first one, we want to be able to identify a point. It's a beautiful point, black point right there. From that, I want to be able to do my rise over run. The 3 on top tells me I'm going to go up 3 there. That's going to make this clear. So I'm going to rise up 3. And then I'm also going to go over how many. The 4 on the bottom tells me I'm going to go to the right by 4. That is going to be my new point. And I'm going to go ahead and graph it by connecting the line. Yes. Slope triangle is what they call it. A what? Illuminati? Illuminati. Okay. Find your point. This time, are we going up or down? Down. Going down, -1. Then we're going to go to the right or left. Is it +4 or -4? +4. So we're going to the by. Yeah, boy. Okay, here we go. If you look at it, it should make sense. Look at your first slope. Is 3/4 positive or negative? So therefore, it's going up, positive. Look at the negative slope. We have -1/4. It's a negative value, so it's going down. Okay, let's do the last one. What direction should the slope be facing? Up. It should be going up. So we're going to find our point. We're going to go up to over 3, 6, 7. Connect the dots. Easy or hard? 4, so we did up to over 7. Okay, it's facing upwards. Our slope is facing upwards. We know it's positive. We're good to go. Correcto? Next one. Here we go. Now, skip that. Graph by table. Copy those down. Okay? This one, for most kids, is the most confusing. Don't let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Slope is also known as the rate of change, so we're going to find the change from x's and y's. To find the table we want, we're not in Harry Potter land. We want to find the difference between each number. Okay, if we know we have constants, we want to find the ratios to determine the slope. And we're going to do that right now. Very simple task. You guys can do it. So copy that down. This is what we always get. We always have slope being y over x. No, y over x. Not x over y. Change the y over change that. Yes. Yes. As you see it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Because we always go inputs to outputs, so it's always going top to bottom. So the order is shit. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You guys about 30 more seconds to copy that down. You guys have cell phones, you guys have everything, and now you guys are so excited about flipping water bottles up. I get it. Your generation astonishes me. There really is.
One guy even One guy even dared. One guy even dared another guy to throw the water bottle on top of the roof and make the like land.
Old school, me and my friends do it like every day still. And there was like one was like this. If you have a door and you up above the door, it was like this little ledge, and we get them on the ledges all the time. And then everywhere in that door.
Ledges. I see the water bottles up there. Bam. Okay, now here's what we're going to be doing. We got to find the difference between the numbers. So looking at problem number 1, if I'm going to go from -3 to -2, how much am I increasing by? 1. What about from -2 to 0? 2. 1 to 2? Or 0 to 1, sorry. 1 to 2? Okay. Now, if I do it for my y's, -5 to -3, I'm doing what? 2. -3 to 1. 4. 1 to 3. 3 to 5. From here, we got to look at the ratio. If I'm going y to x's, so what is my ratio from 2 to 1? What's my ratio? 2 over 1, right? What is my ratio of 4 to 2, which is what? Or 2 over 1, right? We can reduce that. 2 to 1. 2 to 1. Ratio 2 to 1 is also 2 to 1. So what's my slope? 2 to 1. Yes. Let's do it again to the one on the right. Let's find the differences. -6 to -5 is 1. -5 to -3 is 2. -3 to 1 is 4. -1 to 3 is 2. Find what the x is. -1 to 0. 0 to 2. 2 to 6. 6 to 8. So what's our ratio? If I go with my ratio, what's 1 over 1? What's 1 over 1? 1. What's 2 over 2? What's 4 over 4? What's 2 over 2? What's my slope? 1 over 1 or 1? Do you see what we're getting here? Making sense? You guys are just like, my brains are fried. Okay. Let's keep it going. Told you guys we're going to have a lot of notes today. I apologize. Okay. Do it again. -3 to -2. -2 to -1. -1 is 0. 0 to 1. Let's do this next one. 28 to 20. We're going downward, so we're going to get -8. 20 to 8, 20 to 12. 12 to 4. 4 to 4. Do I have to do the ratios? Can you tell me what it is? Not 1 over, do x over, y over x. -8 over 1. That's my ratio. We're always taking our y's to our x's. Ratios. Our slope is always y over x. So take your y, put it over x. So just reverse. Okay, do me a favor. Change this -8 to -6. Do me a favor. Change that -8 to -6. I'm going to show you what happens when it doesn't work. Because we can still find the ratios, but it just might not work to get the final one. Okay, what's our difference? 2. -3 to 0. 0 to 1. 1 to 2. -32 to 24. Not 4. Oh, plus 8. Sorry, plus 8. Negative 24 to 12. 12. Negative 12 to negative 6. Negative 6 to negative 4. Okay. Even though it might look nice, when we start doing the ratios, everything kind of mixes up. What is our ratio? What's 8 divided by 2? Not 1/4. 4. What's 12 divided by 3? So those two work out and you're thinking, it's 4. Well, what happens when I do the next one? What's 6 over 1?
6.
What's 2 over 1?
2.
So is this linear? We can't find a solution to it. It's linear, but it's a non-constant linear slope. So it's not, you can't graph it. Okay? Does that make sense? How many people get what we're doing here? How many people are solely confused? Okay? Okay, we're going to do more of them. Okay, we're going to do more of them, so don't freak out. Comprendo? We're not done yet. We got a lot more. Flip it over to the backside. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Slope by graph. I know. I'm sorry. I like doing this to you. We're using whiteboards tomorrow. We're going to have a fun game. It's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting. Yes, it should say slope by graph, not slope by table. So on the top up there, it will say slope by table. Cross that out, put slope by graph. So on the back side on the top, slope by graph. I know it's a lot to come at you guys. That's why I gave you guys a handout. I apologize. But I had to do it. It's better than asking you to write the whole thing down, right? Putting the graphs, putting everything. You know, I can do that, but I don't want to do that. Oh, we're going to come back to Pythagorean theorem. We're going to look at finding the length of a line, or the length between 2 points. Later. Okay, and I'm always going to put this on the bottom too as well. Go from left point to right point. Yes, you can go backwards, but it always helps you if you do it this way. No, please. Okay. Now, as we go about doing this, we want to identify the 2 points. Whatever happened, I have no idea. We're fine. Okay. Now, what we're doing here is we're going to create a triangle out of this. So I'm going down or up, left and right. So in this case, I'm going to go down first. How far am I going down? Down -4, so I'm going to say -4 all over. How far am I going over? +3, so our slope is -4/3, right? Our line is going downwards, therefore it's negative. Let's do another one. Starting from left point to the right, I'm going down, and I'm going to go over. How far am I going down? Negative 3 on top is my y. I'm going over how many? 8. Going for my next point. In this case, I'm going to go for my left point. I'm going to go up first and then to my right. So go up and down first, left and right second. How far am I going up? 8. Going to the right by 7. Can you guys do the last one? Try out the last one. Good. Creating my triangle going up and over. Up and over. What am I going to write? So I go up 1 over 2. So 1/2. Are we good? Okay. Going over the next one, intercepts. We have 2 more. Come on, we can make it. We can make it. Oh, we're fine. Come on. Come on. You guys can do it. I'm going to give you guys your intercepts. Huh? Excuse me. We're only going to do 2 of them. So -2. So to graph it using intercepts, this is going to help us out when we start doing graphing by point slope, or no, standard form, sorry, not point slope. Okay, standard form is a very good one when we have intercepts, because we can solve for the intercepts very easily. And then plug back in. Okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to plot our points, create a line, find the slope. X-intercept at 2, up, down, left, to right at 2. By 2. Our y will be up, down, left, to right. Down by -3. So I have my 2 points. Those are intercepts. They cross our axis. I'm going to go ahead and create a line through them. Can I find my slope? How would I find that? Triangle going up and over. How far am I going to go up? I'm going to go up 3 this time, over 2. Up 3 over 2. Can you guys do the other one? Good. Try it out if you haven't done it. Give me the intercepts. I'll start in about 15 seconds. You guys should be done by that time. We're almost there. We're almost there. X-intercept -2 going back 2. Down 4 for my other intercept. Creating a line through them. Just by looking at this, my slope should be what? Negative. I know my slope should be negative. So, how far am I going to go down? Going to go down -4. over 2. Is that correct? C. C. Are we good? Don't worry about doing the last one. 2 of them is good until we start doing more. Last one. Last one. Here we go. Are we good? We have 5 minutes. We can do it. Nope. We're good. Okay. Now, the one we're going to do a lot of, and you will see this on Friday, we're going to do a lot of them tomorrow during our activity. Actividades. Do I? Oh, they just moved around. Whoopsie. 1, 6. All the other ones should be on the side. Okay. The way that you want to do this is given the points, determine the coordinates. Our coordinates are going to be as follows. X1, Y1, and X2, Y2. Those little subscripts just tell you what points there are. We have point number 1, point number 2. Okay? We want to be able to identify them. So I'm going to go ahead and do right over them. X1, and I won't even put in parentheses. Let's not even do it that way. This will be X1, Y1. The other one will be X2, Y2. And all we want to be able to do is plug them into our equation. So what's my Y2, right? Y2 minus Y1. So what's my Y2? 6. 10. Where do you get 10 from? Oh, sorry. They're mixed up a little bit. On mine. Sorry. Okay, so what's my X2? I'm going to put it in parentheses. Minus, what's my X1 or my Y1? Oh, -3. All over. What's my X2? What's my X1? 5. Can we subtract those? What's 6 minus a -3? Keep, change, flip. Got to keep, change, flip. -1 minus 5? -6. Can that be reduced? By how much? From what? Reduce. Okay, I'm going to show you another way of doing it. Okay. This is going, I'm just going to write up above L to R. We're going to go left to right. So looking at your Y's here, what's 1 minus 8? What's 1 minus 8? -7. What is your Y? What is your X's? What's 7 minus 4? Slope is done. Yes. We can do it from that way, as long as you identify the points. You can still do it. If we do it the other way, so I'm going to go and do this one the other way, it's going to give you the same thing. So if I go from, and I'll do it in purple, if I go from right to left, okay, what is 8 minus 1? What's 4 minus 7? Exactly the same. It is. Yeah, it is. Right? It's still the same. Okay? Yeah, it is. 7 over 3 is the same. It's the same. It's the same number. Okay? Doing our last one. Which way do you guys prefer, the first or second? Second. Do the second if it works for you. I'm going to do one last time. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. I'm going to do it kind of modified. What's my y2 minus y1? What is my x2 minus my x1? What's 1 minus 5? Negative 5. It's kind of a modified way of doing it. Are you guys good? Ready for homework? Yes? Yeah.
Hey, you give me 2 challenges like this, and if I do
No.
why not? I'm sorry, got a blast.
Oh, 6. Should be positive 6.
Saved by the bell. I said it was 6.
I'm sorry, I gotta go take homework. How are you?
I should go eat.
I know, don't you wish, huh? Grab it on your way out. Oh. Grab your homework on your way out. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll review. You should all be reviewed. Yes, sir.
Last year I took 10 minutes math, so and then during orientation my schedule glitched out, and I signed up for honors math.